I mean, so I just said that to say, fellas, I want you to realize that change is inevitable. Change is going to happen, but change comes very quickly. And how quickly new realities set in and what you previously did is almost completely forgotten. And so don't fear the change. Don't fear what's to come, but just know that it is coming and the change is rapid. What's happening, y'all? This is Mike D with Black Fathers Now, where we're bringing the village to the brothers. Every couple of weeks, you can look forward to a quick inspirational message or a thought-provoking guest with knowledge and wisdom, all geared towards helping you be the best father that you can be. We're bringing the village to you. Now it's your turn to do something with what you learned. All right, y'all. Let's go. What's going on, fellas? This is Mike D with Black Fathers Now. I hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're making it happen. And I just hope you're having a good day, man. I hope y'all are doing everything in your power to make life the best that it can be, right? I mean, control what you can control, right? Control the controllables. And everything else, hey, you have no control over. So figure out a way to embrace those things that are coming, lean into the challenges, and walk tall. All right. But, today's episode is going to be quick, but it was a realization that I came to not long ago. And this was just in my, daily thoughts, you know what I'm saying? When I was sitting around just kind of thinking. And that thing is this: things change quickly. Things change quickly. One of the things that made me think about how rapidly things change was like how this technical development or technical evolution has taken place in our society. I finished high school in 1998. Yeah, a long time ago, right? But in reality, that was just 21 years ago. I finished high school 21 years ago, 1998. And I was thinking, when I was kind of pondering this whole concept here, when I finished high school in 1998, I did not have a personal cell phone. I actually did not get my personal cell phone until my sophomore year in college. I got one for Christmas. And it was funny because even then, so that was 1999 or so. Even then it was funny because I remember the plan that I had. It was 100 minutes of talk time, and I believe it was free nights and weekends, or just free weekends. So basically you had 100 minutes to talk and free weekends. That was it, right? But that was enough because we weren't necessarily living on our cell phones. Cell phones were just kind of looked at as an emergency or a novelty piece that wasn't necessary. But 1998, I finished high school. I didn't have a cell phone. Subsequently, I was thinking back to it. When I finished high school in 1998, 21 years ago, I had never sent a text message on a phone. It's crazy, right? Like when we think about how our lives now, 21 years later, revolve around texting via your phone. When I finished high school in 1998, I had not sent a text message via a phone. Interesting. But again, fast forward to now, the vast majority of our communications via phone is not to talk. It's to communicate, online via some app, or it's to shoot a text message. How quickly things become the new norm. But then thinking back to 1998, I finished high school, like I mentioned. But then I was like, you know what? I didn't get my first email address until I went to college. 1998, I finished high school, and I did not have an email address. But I was thinking back to the process. What did I need to send an email for at that time? All papers that I turned in school were handed in. Even college applications were still filled out manually. You might have typed your essay or something, but you filled everything out manually and you physically mailed it in. College acceptance letters didn't come electronically, they were mailed to you. Scholarship applications. I even remember the whole concept of searching for scholarships. Yes, you might have gone on the computer to find scholarships, but even then, that wasn't even the primary source. Typically, you would go to the bookstore and they would have like the big, 100,000 book of scholarship, and you look through and find the address of all the different things and the requirements, and you would send off for those scholarship applications. Again, you would manually fill those things out and mail them in. And the response also came back via mail. Again, this was 1998, just 21 years ago. I did not have an email address until I went to college. I had been on the internet a little bit when I was in high school, but that was typically at the library or at school, or maybe over at a friend's house who was kind of technically advanced and they actually had a computer with dial-up, but in 1998, that was not a reality. Fast forward to now, I think about kids who are going to college this year or went last year. How many of them actually did things and applied for scholarships and applied for admission and wrote essays and searched for things, and it was not done electronically? A complete flip. It's interesting, like thinking about how things change, but then how rapidly things change. In this short time period, the reality has completely flipped to the notion that it is not uncommon to see 7, 8, 9-year-olds with smartphones. It's interesting. So as we think about, and I did an episode a few weeks ago about change and why we wait until something bad happens to change, but I want you all to think about like how rapidly things change, whether you want them to or not, and how rapidly they change, but then this new reality is set. And if you had told me when I finished high school in 1998 that this would be a reality, that I could walk around and have a face-to-face conversation with someone on the other side of the world with this device the size of a deck of cards, I would say, you're crazy. That's the Jetsons. It's crazy, right? Even the concept of text messaging. It's so just natural to us that we can't even remember, or it's hard to remember back before that was even an option. So I just said that to say, fellas, I want you to realize that change is inevitable. Change is going to happen, but change comes very quickly. And how quickly new realities set in and what you previously did is almost completely forgotten. And so don't fear the change. Don't fear what's to come, but just know that it is coming and the change is rapid. All right? Don't fear it, but just know it's coming and it's going to be rapid and it's going to be drastic. I just gave you the example of what life was like for me finishing high school in 1998, 21 years ago. Can you only imagine what life is going to look like 21 years from now? Wow. So understand that. Be mindful of that. Keep your eyes wide open. But this to me is also a tale of we need to consistently grow, develop, and learn. Don't ever get yourself caught up in a position in which you cannot learn or you choose to refuse to learn. Because things are going to change around you rapidly. And if you don't get yourself in this mindset of being nimble, of being able to see things and, just learn and listen and adopt and mold yourself so that you can, move with the time, so to speak, you will get left behind. And I don't want that for anybody. And I have to challenge myself on a regular basis because I get comfortable. Things that are normal now, I'm like, I like the way things are. I don't want to change it. But if I'm honest, change is inevitable. I can enjoy them currently, but I also have to prepare myself for the fact that these things will not necessarily be consistent going forward. You might have enjoyed driving a manual shift car, right? But eventually got to a point in which it's hard to find a manual car, right? A 5-speed or a 6-speed. Everything's an automatic. And honestly, you move forward, it's pretty much going to get to a point where either we're going to have autonomous driving cars, or at least, an assistant kind of driving in which, it's pretty much like the car's driving itself. You know what I'm saying? When you start thinking about this progression of things, don't get comfortable where you are in regards to how things are, because those things will change. But the question is, or I guess the $1 million question, are you preparing yourself to adjust to that change? And are you keeping yourself nimble in a sense that you're always open to learning so that this change won't negatively impact and or affect you and those connected to you? All right. Well, fellas, ponder this thing, man. Think about it. Change happens. It's going to happen. It's going to be drastic. But are you in the right frame of mind to be able to capitalize on that change and adjust with it, lean into it, roll with the punches, but then allow that change to not necessarily be something that's going to negatively impact you? What do they say? If you stay ready, you never have to get ready, right? So as it pertains to change, fellas, stay ready. All right, y'all. As always, visit blackfathersnow.com. Follow on all the social media outlets. Subscribe via all the podcast platforms. Share, like. And visit IamMikeDorsey.com too if you're interested in having me to come out and speak to your group, organization, business, church. I'd love to come out. Visit IamMikeDorsey.com. And until next time, y'all be blessed, well, and wise. And I'll holler at you. Peace.
Yo, fellas, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And always visit blackfathersnow.com, as well as follow Black Fathers Now on virtually every social media platform you can think of. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Just follow us and engage with us, man. Look forward to hearing from you. And I guess until next time, I'll holler at you. Peace.